This is, I don't know what, but you can see all these. Pardon? It's a wave hub in England. And these are palamises. You can't see all the lines coming down, but any kind of whale or other creature is going to get tied up in those things. These are the power generating units between the big pods you see in the Palamis. Each one of these white containers is full of hydraulic fluid to go through the generating turbines that are, I can explain the details to if anyone is interested later. This is what it looks like construction. I don't think they'll be doing this in Fort Bragg. They're talking about jobs, but this looks more like Bay Area type stuff. This is their slide of parameters. You'll notice the wave height only goes up to 8 feet. We have 30-foot swells on the coast. And this is another one. This is a lot of these things, I should say right now, a lot of these things have military applications because they can be placed in spots where there is no power grid. And that's really why they're being developed, because they provide a very good source of power to the Navy and whoever else might need one in remote locations. This is what this one might look like underwater. You can see it's a network of underwater lines. Now this is interesting. This is the, I'm sorry I have better maps also, but they're not on this presentation. But this shows, this is PG&E's thing right here. Now I found out last night that behind closed doors, PG&E has applied to the Minerals Management Service for an extension of this application to go out pretty far, basically covering all of the lease sale 91 area. Now I had a map also of lease sale 91, which was the oil proposal. That's not on this show either, but it goes approximately like this, lease sale 91. So they're talking about basically reinstating lease sale 91. This is just some legal stuff. I'm not going to bore you with this. This is in the handout I gave to you, but this is just one of the laws that are being broken or proposed to being broken. Fort Bragg has, to tell you that I'm not against everything. I'm for fishing, for restoring our fisheries, and you know, it is a matter. They can say it's a matter of national security, but feeding people is national security also. And I want to say also, before I close, that the agencies they were talking about, there are approximately 15 agencies, state and local, that should be overseeing this project. As it stands now, the only overseeing agency they are answerable to is FERC, the only one. And they're talking about consulting with overseeing agencies? I don't think so. That's not the role of agencies to oversee a project of this nature. And there's one other thing I need to say also, that I'm not totally against wave energy. Wave energy, first of all, as I said at the beginning, all energy is wave energy. Wave energy is solar energy. It's third generation solar energy. First, solar energy creates the wind, then the wind creates the waves. That's how it works. That's physics. So we need to get clear about what we're dealing with. We need to change that term, wave energy. It's ocean power would be more like it. And we need to, I'm calling on the board and the city of Fort Bragg to investigate this. If this is legal, the type of legal maneuverings they have, I know it's not illegal to bore you to death, but that's what they're going to do when they keep coming in here with this baloney. Time after time, just running around the laws that govern our state. I'm officially, since I am a ratepayer of PG&E and I don't want to be held culpable for this kind of criminal activity, I am, for the record, although I appreciate the electrical service, I'm disassociating myself and the people of Mendocino County and the people of the state of California from this illegal project.
Thank you,
I thank you very much for giving me the time.
Thank you, Mr. Green. I have one last speaker card, Christina Arnestad. Is that close?
Close.
Okay, sorry.
I get hacked a lot, so. It's not Amistad, it's Honestad.
Okay.
Let's see. I would like a copy of your presentation, if that's okay, if you'd be willing to share that. When I've been following this issue for KZYX and Z. Hi, Ian. And when I spoke with FERC, well, actually, let's see. So I read the preliminary permit, and the permit does not say you cannot test devices in the ocean. When I spoke with FERC, the individual I spoke with said you could test devices only if they were unconnected to the grid. And when I spoke with Ian, he confirmed that PG&E could deploy devices in the ocean. Now you guys are saying that you're not going to. So I would like you to clarify these inconsistencies.
But, yeah. First of all, Christina, you need to address your questions to us. Then we'll solicit the answers from the speaker. So please respond to her concerns. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's an evolving regulatory construct here. We believe that our preliminary permit, as it is written here that we received 1 month ago, does not allow us to put test devices in the ocean during the 3-year preliminary permit period. Before this was issued, we really didn't know what FERC was going to say to us, and we were trying to stay current with the literature of other developers, other developments of wave energy, and I think that we may have said that we would do some limited testing, we wouldn't be generating power and the like, but now that we have our preliminary permit in front of us, we believe it's very clear that we will not be allowed to have those testing devices during the 3-year period, only after we have a license for a full-scale project.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions from?
I have about 2 more questions.
Okay, you have 1 minute.
Okay. When I spoke with a spokesperson from PG&E, I was told the $6 million from the ERRP was going to come from ratepayers, but it was not going to result in an increase in rates. I just wanted to confirm that.
Okay, and your next question, so that we can move this along?
Can I get a response?
You will.
Okay. Also, well, they're not going to test, but I'm wondering how they would deploy a 450-foot wave energy test device or a 40-foot-ton buoy in the ocean when they do test, how they're going to get that out there.
Thank you.
Can you respond to both of those? The rate increase and how you're going to deploy.
Yeah, on the first question about will the $6 million from the California Public Utility Commission, will it raise rates? I honestly don't know. I don't know if this had been previously budgeted and that it's in existing rates. I really don't know the answer to that question. I will ask the CPUC what their view is.
Thank you.
I just don't know that. The answer to the second one is the answer is we really don't know how we will choose test devices and install them in the ocean until after we do 1, 2, and 3 years of environmental and feasibility studies.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Ian?
I just want to clarify the earlier question from Christine about the placement of the devices. When I spoke with her before, my understanding was that the permit could potentially authorize placement of test buoys, and that was primarily to distinguish that from the actual project and the license, the sort of scale that would be allowed under a license. And additionally, I made very clear that you would not the permit itself would not solely allow that it needed to go through other agencies, and I believe I did make that clear in my conversation.
One other point on the earlier speaker's